Today on What It's Like, 1948 Nash Ambassador Custom Cabriolet. Look, it's a Nash, but before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like. Picture this, you go to a car show and you see a car that you've never seen before. Excited to know more information about the car you just witnessed, you take a detour and go to the commode. There's no shame in it, we all do it. Who wants to read about the car when you can just listen to it? Problem is, every title that you click on, it's just some bloke walking around the car with music. It doesn't explain anything at all. This channel, we cover the classics, vintage, some exotics. This channel is home for the orphan cars and cars that tend to get lost to time. We dive in deep with specs, period ads, take the tour, go over the button switches and knobs, and most importantly, we show what these cars are like. If that sounds like a channel that you will totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. This 1948 Nash Custom Cabriolet is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania. For those that have never heard of Classic Auto Mall, it's a heaven-like place where every day is an indoor car show day with over 850 cars for sale when recording this episode, and there is something for everybody. And get this, anybody can go there and admission is totally free. To get the hours of operation and more information, pricing, and pictures pertaining to this very car, click the link below after the show. Nash Motors, founded in 1916, based in Kenosha, Wisconsin until 1937. 1937, Nash merged with appliance company Cabriolet. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. I'm from Western Pennsylvania and we just say things different here. Funny, Nash before and after the merger was considered an upmarket brand of household appliances. When compared to newer cars, this is still a machine. Nash Cabriolet built cars under its own accord until 1954 when they merged with Hudson to form AMC, and there was talk of extending the invitation to Studebaker and Packard so that it would be everybody versus the big three, but President George Mason died before the deal was ever made. 1957 was the last year for both Nash and Hudson names to appear on AMC cars. AMC would go all in on Rambler in 1958 and Subcompact American Series. 1948 Nash was available in two series, a junior series, which was the Nash 600 series. It was their base series. It came with a flathead 172.6 cubic inch displacement inline 6. It produced 82 horsepower and rode a smaller wheelbase of 112 inches. Prices for the 600 started at $1,300. It's important to note that Nash was the pioneer of the unit body construction, meaning body and frame are all one solid component, a practice that they started back in 1941. So it's imperative if you go to look at any Nash built anytime after 1941, take a real good look at the underneath because water likes to collect underneath and just rot the whole thing out. Nash also offered a senior series, which was the Ambassador. It rode a longer 121-inch wheelbase and it had a 112 horsepower engine. It was available in super or custom trim. Nash offered the Ambassador from 1927 to 1957. AMC carried on the Ambassador name from 1957 to 1974. When it was discontinued in 1974, it was the longest continuation of a nameplate in use. Since then, there has been a nameplate that has taken over. If you can name it in the comment section below, you will get 5 points for Gryffindor. 1948 Ambassador could be had as a four-door trunk sedan, four-door slipstream sedan, two-door Brougham, and those body styles were available in super and custom trim. The following is only for super trim only, which was the Suburban, and the convertible was only offered in the custom trim only. The 1948 body style was essentially a carryover design that dates back to before the war in 1942. 1948 was the last year of this styling, getting totally changed in 1949. Nash goes full-blown bathtub, which I totally dig. All right, now it's time to compare 42 on top, 48 on the bottom. Notice both of these share the same overall design and shape, but there are some key differences. The 42 doesn't have as much razzle-dazzle in the front as the 48. There is far less chrome on the 42. The bumpers are totally different. The 42 does not have the turn signal lights that the 48 has, also has different badging. The 42 has fender markers, whereas the 48 doesn't. Hood ornaments are totally different. The 42 says Nash big and proud on the front, whereas it says Nash on the 48, but it's inside the badge on the nose of the car. The 42 has more moldings on the hood. Looking at the side profile, ignore the fourth door on the 42. The 42 didn't offer a convertible, and pictures of this angle just didn't come in two-door for some reason. So the 42 has way more trim, like on the front fenders. Gravel guards are different, and also notice that both cars do not have running boards. Rear bumpers have been revised, as well as the rear trim. The one on the top looks to be the 600 series instead of the Ambassador. They are the same overall car. The Ambassador is just a little bit longer. Looking at the dash, they are very similar. The 41 has a textured element that isn't found on the 48. Which one do you prefer in the comment section below? Let's talk specs. 209.2 inches long, 75 inches wide, 68.1 inches tall. It rides a wheelbase of 121 inches. It weighs 3,470 pounds. Price, $2,350, which is equivalent to you spending $29,172.18 in the year 2023. That would be the equivalent money of, say, a 2023 Mazda Miata convertible. But this car, in my opinion, isn't even comparable to that because the trunk lid of this car weighs more than the Mazda Miata. That was just a joke. Total 1948 Nash production was 110,000 units. Total Nash Ambassador 46,500 units. Total custom convertible was 1,000 units. Moving on to engines, only one engine on offer. 235 cubic inch displacement F-head inline 6 engine, 3.9 liters. It's good for 112 horsepower, 3,400 RPM, 208 pound-feet of torque at 1,600 RPM. Compression 6.8 to 1. It features 7 main bearings. This engine was a state-of-the-art engine back in the day. It featured aluminum alloy pistons, automatic spark control, balanced crank with vibration dampening. When mated to the Borg-Warner T86E, the only transmission available, but could opt and get optional overdrive. 0 to 60 could be had in 17.9 seconds. Theoretical top speed 79 miles per hour. Average fuel consumption 15 miles to the gallon. Let's talk styling. Look at this front end. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of chrome, a lot of bright work. But notice it's all right here in the center. Also down here, it's tiered very interestingly. Here, it's all open. It's open here, but it's not here. Much like the Packard. It looks like a wraparound grille, but it's not. Turn signal indicators, headlights. Check out how the bezels are designed. I love the little Nash insignia here. That's really cool. Bumpers. Notice they're textured. And look how thick those bumpers are. They're for reference. The overriders have bars in between them. There's a lot of chrome on this front end. Stepping up. Here's what top down looks like. These fenders have an ever so slight crease that goes all the way to the back here, and it tapers back into the fender. Notice this car does not have running boards. Also, just take a look at how these fenders are designed. Has a passenger side rear view mirror, side mirror I should say. Look at how the windshield is designed. It's not flat, it comes to a point there in the center. So check out the cowl vent situation. It is always up. That's very interesting. Flying lady on the front here. Coming around to the side. Nice custom badge with some side trim. fender guards. Gas filler cap is on the driver's side. Look at how this rear bumper is designed. Also, take a gander at how small these lights are. Also has a center light. In the comment section, do all three of the lights light up, or are those just for the turn signals and this is the only brake light? The bumper comes to a point, an ever so slight point there. I love the overriders in the back as well. The trunk deck lid has a ever so slight crease as well. This is where the light bulb is for the license plate bracket. Getting into the trunk. That is an absolutely massive trunk. Full-size bias ply spare there. Absolutely huge. I'm gonna back up just so you can see how huge that is. The trunk lid is really heavy. Getting inside, but before we do, just check out how this door handle is designed. Also, there is a keyhole on the driver's side, which is really rare for this time period. Before we get inside, just check out all these lines going on in the door itself. That is one big door. Back up here. It opens almost 90 degrees. Armrest, door handle to get out, window crank for the big window crank for the vent window. Notice all the chrome and bright work on the door. That's how the window operates, and notice it's all trimmed out. That's how the vent window operates. Take a look at this interior. Coming down inside the pedal box, high beam switch, clutch, brake, gas pedal. Here's what over the hood impression looks like. Here's what first person over the hood impression looks like. Here's what under the steering wheel situation looks like. And there's enough room to move my hand a little bit. The steering wheel is absolutely massive, and the reason for that is because these cars didn't have power steering, so it makes it easier to turn with a very large wheel. On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left-hand side and moving right. All the way at the bottom left, that is for the hood release, panel lights, cruising gear, headlights, defroster, left turn signal indicator, gasoline gauge, coolant temperature, speedometer with odometer in the center, oil pressure, right turn signal indicator, amp meter. Wow, that is a weird looking clock. Somebody put a fuel gauge where the clock goes. The starter button is located on the clutch pedal itself, so you just turn the key to the on position, push the clutch in, and that starts it. I found this in an owner's manual, so if you missed anything, there is also some really useful information in the text. Up above, there are sun visors, and they're nicely padded. Here's my hand for reference. There is a nice, big, long rearview mirror. Over here, another sun visor. The top, it's really high in this car. This is what I look like sitting behind the wheel, and I got tons of space. And this is a convertible. Every convertible that I've ever driven, the windshield feels chopped. It doesn't feel like that in this car. Very big. Getting in the rear seat, just fold the seat forward. Just notice how the seat's all designed. That's how much space you have to get back there. This is what the front looks like from the back. Here is a gander at the greenhouse, or the pillar to glass ratio. It doesn't feel like a cave in this car until this part here. This is a very big section, but it's a convertible, so it all goes down. This is what visibility looks like out the rear. And it's a real glass window in the back of this convertible top. This is what I look like sitting in the back. I got tons of head space. I don't have too much knee space though. This is the knee situation. It's a bit negative. It's a bit tight. Here's what the seat profile looks like. It is a bit straight up, and it does dip down quite a bit back here. Not the most comfortable seat, but this car looks gorgeous to look at. It's like looking at a piece of jewelry, especially from back here.
Even up in the front seat, it's even better.
It doesn't happen often, but I forgot and or couldn't open the hood for whatever reason on this one. So here is a gander at what the engine looks like. Just notice it is not an overhead valve. It looks like it is an overhead valve, but it's an F-head engine. This one has dual carburetors on it, which was an option. On the positive side, great appreciation potential, historical interest, fine fit and finish. They are rare. Against it, few are known to survive today, subjective to underbody and infrastructure rust. All right, would you rather blonde, brunette, or red, microwave, toaster oven, or air fryer? Two scenarios today, and these may not be in the same class. Would you rather have a 1948 Studebaker Commander convertible or a 1948 Nash Ambassador Custom Cabriolet or a 1948 Hudson convertible? In the comment section, what would you rather have? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. All right, moving on to the second scenario. What would you rather see on Thursday? This worked out so great that we're going to make it a staple. Every Monday, it's going to be Vote Monday, but I got so much content right now that we can vote for Thursday. 1955 Hudson Cross Country Rambler Wagon. Yes, you heard that correct. Hudson and Nash both branded the same car, but this one's branded as a Hudson, so it makes it even rarer. Or a 1973 Volvo P1800 or a 1961 Ford Galaxy. Vote in the comments which you would rather see. I'll put a poll in the community tab as well, and it will stay up until the episode airs on Wednesday. All right, now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to give me both the correct name of the band and song title will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. I got my hush puppies on. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you have a car in your personal collection that you would like to see on this channel, reach out to me. The best way to do that is to shoot me a comment in the comment section below or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. The easiest way to get a hold of me is to find me on Facebook, shoot me a message on there. If you can't find me on Facebook or don't have Facebook, shoot me an email. All of that information will be linked in the description below. Just know I appreciate all the support. And until next time, here's some scenes for our next episode. This episode is going to air Wednesday, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, 1936 Pierce Arrow. This car was absolutely stunning with jump seats in the back and a V12 under the hood. That's what's next on What It's Like. Tune in 4:30 Eastern Standard Time Wednesday to catch that episode. And until then, toodaloo!